Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In the Ring with Termite and Mr. S. Mr. S, man, we got another great one.
We do. I'm really excited.
Do you realize how many great ones we've had
We
lately?
have. Well, I know we say it every time, but it's the truth.
And when I think it can't get any better, it gets every bit as good and possibly, well, I hate to say anybody's better than the other one, but we may make somebody mad.
Right.
But
We can't do that.
No, we can't do that. But we have another great one tonight, and I can't wait.
We've got a living legend. I won't say his name yet until we formally introduce him. An Astros player that started off the league, and he's got a very impressive overcoming story. He's overcome several difficulties, and you're going to stay tuned. And we're going to bring him on real quickly here.
I think the quicker we bring him on, the better it is.
Matter of fact, I think we should jump right into it today. Today's a special day. So why don't you go ahead and let's cue up the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event on In the Ring with Termite and Mr. S. Stepping into the ring is a man who made history and then made a way. Drafted by the Houston Astros as their first black player, he rose fast and then fell hard. After 22 years in prison, 14 in solitary, he came out not broken but reborn. Today, he's a pastor, a mentor, and the force behind the Santee Foundation. Fighting for families and faith. From the pitcher's mound to the pulpit, he's proof that redemption hits harder than regret. Welcome at this time, Dr. Robert Santee.
Good. I don't know.
I'm shaking hands with you can see it, but he black.
Well,
You know.
this is going to be fun. And the one and only Mrs. Santee. I'm going to hug your neck.
I love Mr. Termite.
I love hugging your neck.
Thank you.
You know, Mr. S? I've had the pleasure of spending time with him before, and these are two incredible people, and I just want to welcome you out, both of you, to our show. And Mr. S, I'm telling you, you're going to get a kick. I know you, and you're going to enjoy this one.
I am. I really am looking forward to it. I mean, we talked a little bit earlier, Robert, and now I got the pleasure of meeting your wife.
Yeah.
We don't get to do this often. We have the team on here, husband-wife team, so looking forward to hearing some about
Well, we're
that.
definitely a team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Team.
Well, as we get started, so we go kind of boxing round style. So we're going to go 5 rounds, and the first round is really going to get to know you.
Okay.
You know, obviously, you shouldn't really need an introduction, but we're going to go ahead and go there anyway. So, Dr. Robert Santee,
Yes.
and your pitcher
Yes.
for the Astros. And let's introduce your lovely wife,
Dr. Bishop Rochelle Santee.
Dr. Bishop Rochelle
Bishop
Santee.
Also, but I don't use Bishop. You know,
There
she
we go.
does. I don't use that.
Well, nice to have you both on.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and just get started to get to know you.
Okay.
We're going to jump into
We're
it.
going to jump right into it. So I guess tell us what it's, what kind of influence did you like? Where'd you grow up? What was it like growing
in a
up?
place called Six Water off Washington Avenue in Shepherd.
Okay.
Oh,
next to
wow.
the Heights. And
Yeah.
went to junior high school at Harper. And I'm going to Carverdale out in Fairbanks, Texas. About a mile from South Ave. Couldn't walk till I was 10 years old, had polio.
Couldn't walk till you're 10.
Crawling around on the floor like a little animal. But I had an amazing mother. Amazing mother. Wow. She never gave up on me. She would sit on the floor when she come home, feeding 5 kids by herself, working 2 jobs. When she come home, she would sit on the floor with me feet to feet and throwing different balls to them, baseball, basketball, football, anything I wanted. She told me how to play sports through the grace of God.
Wow.
Didn't know where my father was. But, I come to a hard life. Eating sugar sandwiches and cereal sandwiches for dinner. Didn't have very much. And God have always kept his hand on me, even before I knew Jesus. because I was a renegade after I got up. But I had a mother that stood with me. When I started walking, she would go to the school ground and play ball with me. And I had gave up. I gave up, but she didn't let me give up. She said, no, 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 no.
Can you pull your mic a little closer?
Oh, okay.
Yep. There we go.
I had gave up. She didn't let me give up, She had the faith when I didn't have it. So as I started growing up and started playing ball, I mastered every ball it was. Every ball. I couldn't walk, then I started running. It's hell to be low when I started running because every ball I put my hand on, I mastered it. Through the grace of God. It wasn't me, it was God working through me. And I can truly go back and say some things that make you cry, what I've been through. I ended up going to prison for 30 years.
We're going to get to that. We don't want to jump too far ahead,
so
but that is definitely part of it.
I've been doing some things and got out and met my amazing wife and never looked back.
Wow.
So growing up, what's that like growing up in the early days, in Houston? What was that like? And did you dream about sports?
Well, I couldn't walk, so you definitely wouldn't dream.
You didn't even think about it. You just wanted to walk at that point.
Yeah, I just wanted to walk.
And your mother just helped you.
Yeah. One day she come home and I got her by myself, standing against the wall. And she come in and seen me. She just screamed. I just made my mind up. I'm tired and I got to do it. She was excited, but seeing me stand up, she thought I was going to fall and hurt myself.
That's what she was worried about.
Yeah, I took 2 steps and threw the crutches down and started walking.
And you're 10 years old.
10 years old.
Wow.
And I got ate up by my own dog. It's about 7, 8 years old. Got bitten me up. I gave 100 shots in the stomach for rabies. I've been through it. So,
as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid. But I know one thing. I'm going to say this here because I'm a God-fearing man. We all fall short of the glory.
Amen.
All make mistakes. But he said, when you fall, get back up. Don't wallow in it. So doing my life, falling and getting back up, falling and getting back up, made me understand. If God said, it's done. You don't have to worry about it after he tell you. And went through some things, did some things. I did some things,
So we'll get to there.
Yeah,
So now you didn't even walk until you're 10.
10 years old.
Now you're standing up. Mom comes home. She's worried about you. Mm-hmm. Now walk us through. How did you end up becoming a pitcher in the major leagues?
What happened was, like I say, I started school late because of birthday in September, so automatically going to be late. But I started late.
Just because your birthday and the polio.
But excuse me. But she believed in me, more than I did. And then growing up around ex-president Mr. Bush and George Bush Jr.
Yeah, you were saying that you grew up around them?
I grew up on a plantation.
Okay.
8550 Memorial Drive. My mother was George Bush Jr. nanny. So I seen George grow up,
And this is incredible.
It's almost unreal listening to you.
Yeah, I seen him grow up, and when I got in trouble, mother talked to his daddy, and he said, Christian, I love Robert. He called me Robert Charles. I love Robert Charles. He said, but Robert Charles did that, so Robert Charles have to ride that out. It hurt my mother because she felt that, hey, look, man, I done raised your kid, and you can't help mine, but what he said made sense, Well, I didn't want to pardon me. I didn't know what a pardon was. All I knew is that I want to get out of penitentiary for 30 years. When I didn't know what 30 years meant, when I went, they said you got 30 years, so everybody hollering about you a parole. I didn't parole. I walked out the door after 30 years.
Wow.
But made me a better person. So I get angry. Right now I get angry, and some crazy things happen at home. I put cans, before I got out of my alarm system, I used to put soda cans by the sliding door so I could hear somebody come in. I was just, couldn't trust anybody. And I think it scared her the first time I did it. I know it scared my mother-in-law, but she said, Rochelle, what's wrong with it? Because she hadn't known then I'd come out to penitentiary, she would always tell me, Robert, you drive too slow. But I hadn't drove in 30-something years, So I, getting back in the car trying to drive and everything, she said, Robert, I can run faster than you can in this car, But I thank God first. My wife and mother-in-law, because my mother-in-law was a beautiful lady. took me in like she been on all my life, you know. And see, I didn't know what love. Nobody ever told me they loved me growing up. I know my mother did for my actions, but never heard my mother say, "I love you, Robert
Really?
Charles."
Well,
And
it sounded like she was a busy woman.
yes, she
single,
was
Single
trying
mom.
to feed 5 kids.
Five kids, single mom.
No, most sorry daddy was gone, and
You ever meet your dad at
yeah,
all?
I heard him tell my mother one time, and it hurt me so bad. I don't know who he is. Hey, my babies ain't crippled. Hurt me, you know. And,
Oh, wow.
Oh, he just basically said, "Hey, that he didn't claim
Yeah.
it. That does hurt."
and my mother took a shotgun and tried to kill him. You know, that's my baby. That's, you know, it's just so many
Very
things.
protective.
Went on. Yeah, so many things went on, and I talk to my baby sister all the time, and my baby sister tell me everything. You know, that girl don't forget anything. But my thing was just, you know, growing up, I tried so hard to be somebody, you know, and not being able to do the things I seen all my other friends do. It bothered me. My brother that was there for me. My mother tell him make sure he feed me and keep me clean. He was gone, you know, and so I had a lot of hate. You know, when I say hate, I hated everything. Can't say everybody because I loved my mother, you know, but the rest of my none of them took care of me. Mother come home and got to take care of me after she'd worked 2 jobs, you know, and it hurt me, you know. And I told her one day, I said, "Mom, just go and get rid of me." You know, she said, "Baby, let me tell you one thing." She said, "I'm not going to do that." She said, "I love you." And my other brothers and sisters thought maybe she loved me more than she.
Oh, great.
But, you know, you have a kid that needs more love and, you know, another kid.
Needs some more attention.
And I was that kid, you know. And my sister said just the other day, she said, "Mama love you more than she did all of us," you know. Like I told her, I said, I had problems. It wasn't my fault I had polio.
Yeah, you had.
It wasn't my
Of course, it
fault.
wasn't your choice.
But I never was able to understand too many things because why me, God? Now I understand why not me.
Yeah.
You know, at that time it was why me. But God have did many, many things in my life. I had walked through the shadow of the valley of death. I didn't walk through it. He didn't pull me out of it 100, 200, or 300 times, just right at the last moment, you know. So I believe in him. You know, and everything I talk about, I'm going to make sure God's in it. Yeah.
So Robert, I want to go back up. You know, I've had the privilege of knowing you already, and and I get more fascinated every time I talk to you. So going back in time, here you are. You didn't walk till you were 10 years old.
10 years old.
When did you start? And you started learning how to play baseball, actually before you could even walk.
I was doing it when she was playing with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you actually start baseball? Were
Well,
you 12? Were you 13?
I was about 11 or 12 before I started, you know, going to practice, and they choose me to play, you know, coaching things, you know. I mean, we got Santee, you know, and I wondered, everybody said, "Why you say he ain't never played no ball?" But my thing was just here. I tried harder than anybody else.
Yeah.
Had something to prove to me, not them. Had to prove to me that I could do it. And I remember first time I put a uniform on and organized ball. He said, "What you gonna do, Robert?" I pitched, I played first base, I played center field. I said, "Whatever you want me to do." He looked at me, give me to put the ball in my hand, and went from there. You know, threw it hard, did everything, could hit the ball, hit ball when I pitched, hit the whole run to win for me, you know. So, and I always tell everybody, it wasn't me, it's the Jesus in me, you know.
Yeah.
Because with me, I couldn't have did the things I did without Jesus. He played.
Okay, so Robert, at 10 years old, you start walking.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 11 or 12, you know, you actually get to be on a baseball team.
Yeah.
Of course, you had a mama behind you, and
Yes,
thank God
yes,
for
yes,
mamas.
thank God for mother.
And
Yeah.
then at 13, 14, you're still playing baseball, but you're playing other sports too.
Yeah, baseball, basketball, football, running track. At the age of 17 years old, 7 years later, I get drafted by the Astros, number 1.
At 17.
Yes,
17.
Drafted
Wow.
by Astros, number 1, number 6 overall. And didn't want to play basketball. Didn't want to play baseball. Loved basketball.
You did not?
Didn't want to. And I said at the state tournament, March the 4th, 1966. We was in the Prairie. We just won it again. And we sat there, and everybody's clapping and stuff, and they called out the All-American team, you know. And they called me last. They said, All-American team, he's the captain of it for the second year. And then I heard somebody say, Charles Pote, he didn't go on today, was the anchor man with Channel 13 during that time. He walked over to me and said, man, you're not going to no school. I had all the black colleges, Prairie, Texas, Southern Tennessee State, everyone it was wanted me. And I had about 14 or 15. And I said, what you mean? He said, man, your mother signed you with the Astros. I said, no, she couldn't have. And I have pictures to show the expression on my face,
You were disappointed.
Yeah, I was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But I found out later on, and matter of fact, 2 or 3 days ago with my sister, George said, been mad at Mama all these years. I said, yes. She messed me around. She said, no, let me tell you one thing. See, George Bush Sr. was part owner of the Astros. So he would have people come see me play when I didn't even know it. See, George Bush Sr. told Mother, I want Robert Charles with us. That's how I got signed with the Astros. I've been blaming my mother.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's still incredible. The fact that you were disappointed is kind of wild. It's like, I wanted to play basketball. I guess that's what was going through your head.
Well, but that my senior year, I threw four or five no-hitters that year,
Of course.
So,
who wouldn't want to have you on the team?
Yeah, Astro, he said, get him, we can go with him, with Robert Charles. But if I'd understood that at that time, I made it perform more. Basketball was my life. Baseball was something I just did.
You just
Football
did for
was something
fun
I
with
just did.
kids in the
'Cause I could do
neighborhood.
But I averaged in basketball 39.9 without 3 pointers back then.
Wow.
Yeah, 39.9 just with 2 pointers,
Wow.
We had a superintendent called me there. It was funny. It's funny. My mother told me, say she fell out. We was down by 7 with a minute and some seconds left. And I had just some jealous guys playing. I had some good guys. But, jealous is a hell of a thing. They from there, and I go out there and take over, And they were saying, and he called time. My coach Tommy Jones, he did today. He said, give Santee the ball. Okay, how you give it to him? Let's go and give it to Santee.
Put it in his hands.
And, man, we came from 6 or 7 down, win by 2. I shot the ball every time, stole the ball. And that was my heart, because I could do it. Man, I was 6'3", jumping out the gym, dunking with basketball, 6'3", God just put some ability in me. But I was kind of selfish, too. I was. I kind of selfish, man. I couldn't walk. Y'all been playing ball all y'all life. And y'all mad at me.
Throwing it back at him.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, you come from a long distance. They had a head start.
Yeah, I went to Carbondale, and when I got it, they didn't have a trophy case.
Didn't even have a trophy
Didn't have
case,
a
and
trophy
you just
case.
get immediately drafted.
When I left, we had three championships in basketball, 3 in baseball. We didn't do anything in football with Merchant. We had a guy called Paul Gibson went to Booker T. Washington gun room. He stopped us all the time. But track and everything, I used to laugh when people say, man, Forrest run out of his braces.
Forrest.
I did too. Forrest jump, I did too.
A real life Forrest Gump.
Wilma Rudolph, So I know it could be. I know I wasn't the first one. See, the Bible says nothing new under the sun.
There you go.
And it wouldn't. But I didn't get in trouble as a youngster. I didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do anything. I was definitely trying to make sure these legs, I thought the legs would give out again. Never got big because they didn't grow. Muscles didn't grow. I used to put on 3 or 4 pairs of socks. It's a story with this here because I seen guys playing all their life. And when I started playing, I said I could jealous, man. The coach told him I was at Harper School. He said, man, he told Frank Henry, a guy grew up with me at Harper. He said, look, we need somebody to take us over. We need somebody to take us over. And he said, I got somebody. Say Santee. He said, Santee? He said, I don't know Santee. He said, well, I got it. If we going anywhere, he going to take us over. Got there. My sophomore year, we won the league. Got there. Junior, we won the state. Senior, we won the state, So he said the same day when my mother signed me, he said, man, he said, let the boy go to school. Let him go to school, mister. He don't want to play no baseball. Wow. My baseball coach told him, no, he don't. He want to play basketball. And he told me sitting in the lock-in prairie. He said, man, you know what? He said, I feel sorry for you. He said, because it's not what you want to do. See, the things Michael Jordan did in college, in pro, I did in high school.
That sounds like it. You're way ahead.
Line, all that, a friend of mine, James Sherrod, she know him well. He said, before Michael Jordan was Robert Santee writing the book on me. Before Michael Jordan was Robert Santee. And anyone that ever grew up knowing me, they tell you the same story. I could do it all. could do it all.
That's amazing.
So do you think? It sounds like you think a lot about what could have been. Like,
What could have
man,
been, yes.
if I could did basketball.
I tell my wife all the time, if I'd have played basketball, tell him what I'd have been. I went into baseball with a heavy heart.
Almost forced.
Yeah, I thought it was forced. 5 or 6 no hitters that senior year, 3 or 4 my junior year, and about 2 or 3 my sophomore year. So when I went into baseball, we beat a Cole Hyder out of El Paso. Had a guy named Gates could throw the ball, and we beat Brenham, Caesar Cooper. Beat them boys, and you got to get out there and play Caesar Cooper. I got them 1-0. Hit the home run and put us up. 2 outs, and the ball go right through by short stance. 2 outs. All they do is play the ball and throw the man out of second. We win it. Went right through his legs. And, I was angry, but he's a personal friend of mine, so I couldn't be angry at him. I asked him, I said, that's what you think about it. He said, man, I just took my eyes off it.
You just took your off the ball.
He said,
Classic.
And I understood that, man. And but that haunted me all my life. And then after that, I didn't even get a chance to graduate. Astros took me to Cocoa, Florida. March
You
the
didn't even
4th,
graduate.
1966. My mother received my diploma. Yeah.
Man, nowadays, you got kids that would dream of doing that. So it's interesting that for you, it's like you missed out. You felt like, man,
I did.
I just
See,
wanted to
I never had a
graduate.
chance to grow up, man. I still had a child in me. I didn't get a chance to grow up. I couldn't do anything. 10 years old, man.
Yeah.
I still got 3 or 4 years old ways, and people couldn't understand that. My mother did. I just had a lot of things going on trying to figure out why. And then they say I was bipolar and schizophrenic. I had to be what I went through.
Yeah, you've been through a lot.
Yeah. But my mother died while I was in prison. Hurt me so bad because she told my little sister, she said, you know what, baby? She said, I want y'all to take care of Robert Charles.
Well, I don't know about heaven if people can look down, but if they could, she'd be looking down.
Yeah.
And she'd be happy.
I disappointed her, though, when I went to prison. That hurt her, But like she told me, she said, "Bro, what you've been through," she said, Mama don't approve of it, but Mama can understand. I started doing things that I wasn't able to do. Got in trouble, and it just, right now I have a heavy heart when it comes to my wife. Always tell me, you don't know how to be affection. I don't know what affection is. Giving you things is my affection, but that's not what she be wanting. She wants me as a husband, and
That's tough.
Yeah, well, I'm not telling it right, and
He's telling it the only way he knows how to tell.
yeah,
it.
with me, I've been through a lot, but God give me her. It's just God thing. When I met her, she finna tase me. Stop stalking me.
That's how y'all met?
Yeah.
No, what really happened was he's not saying it correctly.
Okay, of course it's not.
I'm a licensed private investigator in Harris County.
Excuse me.
I do warrants and bonds, and I also work with the Harris County Sheriff's Office. He and his niece were in my building going to get tweak cards. And I was on my way to the beauty shop because we were in the same building. So I just need to back up just a little bit.
Sure.
15 years before I met him, and I have to answer this on Judgment Day. 15 years before I met him, for 3 weeks, for 3 solid weeks, God brought him to me in my dreams.
Oh, wow.
In the dream, we were at my mother's funeral, and I was crying so hard at the funeral that he pulled me next to him, and he says, I have you, pretty girl. The day that I met him, I got off the elevator to go to the beauty salon, and he said, hey, pretty girl, how you doing? Now, mind you, in the dream, he called me pretty girl. When I got off the elevator and he got on, he said, hey, pretty girl, how you doing? I never turned around because I was trying to get to the beauty shop. I was late. Next thing I know, he on me, touching me, so I turned around to tase him. And he said, no, I said, didn't you just speak to me at the elevator? And he said, yeah. I said, so why are you here now? And this is what he said, but I can't say on the air what I said to him.
Okay.
He said, the Lord said, I know my wife when I see her. So I gave him my response to that statement. But this is the funny part about it. He asked me for my number, and I wouldn't give him my personal number. I gave him the number to my office because I own my own business. And people had to call in and tell me when they paid on their bonds. So this was the funny part about it. When I gave him the number to the office, because I had to do a show that night because I modeled back then, and I had to do a show with Archie Bell. When I checked the answer,
Archie
he said-
Bell and the
and the Drells.
and the Drells. Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
I used to I would model, and then they would come out and perform. Anyway, when I got up the next morning, which was late, I checked the answering machine. He had called me 14 times.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
Yes, you
The
did.
number's a little off in your memory.
Yeah, oh, that's 14 times.
Okay.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
That's okay. We got different perspectives.
No, it was because on the last message, this was what he said on the recorder. He said, well, you're not calling me back, and you the police, and I'm a criminal, so I don't need to talk to you anyway. So that was the last
I said
message
that. I
he
said
left
that.
me.
Yeah.
And I didn't call Saturday because I was disturbed with his attitude. So when I called Sunday, his sister answered. So I thought it was the wrong number. And she said, hello. I said, ma'am, I'm trying to reach Robert Santee. I said, I think I have the wrong number. And she said, no, you want to talk to Bubba. And I was like, no, ma'am. I want to talk to Robert Charles Santee. She said, that's Bubba. And she said, are you the police lady? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, Bubba, the police lady on the phone. And when he came to the phone, the first thing he said again was, hey, pretty girl. So in my dream that God was showing me, in my dream he called me pretty girl. When he met me, he called me pretty girl. And he still calls me pretty girl.
That's awesome.
That's all. And me knowing him now, he's going to call you that the rest of your life.
Yeah, even when I get mad at her, but she don't really do anything. See, my problem is that what's in my head, I believe. Don't make it right.
I think we're all that way.
Okay, and I tell her all the time, I'm not your child. Stop treating me like I'm your son. I'm your husband. But she be trying to protect me, and I thank God for that. But I never had anybody say I love you. I hear it more now from her, and all the pictures she want to take all the time. I'm tired of taking pictures. I took pictures all my life. But I thank
But
God.
they were a different picture.
Yeah. That was-
She does like taking pictures. We did that at the beginning.
Yeah, where she goes, she gonna take a
I keep
picture.
a record.
So Robert, get prepared when she meets my wife, Cindy.
Okay.
All right. They're going to take a lot of pictures.
Okay.
My wife, I mean, she's got to get those hips just right and the foot just right.
Yeah.
And, everything's got to be just right.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. It's
so
perfection.
so get prepared because when they meet, they're going to be taking lots of pictures.
Yeah, but I joke a lot when I say, man, here, you taking all these pictures, I see a lot of people be looking for me, but what I'm talking about, Mr. S, I thank God for the people that caters to us now because of that foundation. We spend our last to do things because we say we do it, we gonna do it, no matter what it takes, we does it. And I feel sorry, she works so hard. The girl didn't work 15, 16 hours in that office, She never complained. She get out to bed sick, and it's hard, man, when you tell people you gonna make sure they get Christmas, make sure they get this and that, and when wives are getting beat up and run away from the husband, we put them up in hotels and pay the bill, because that's what we do. This is what we say we do, so we have to do it. But with me, sometimes I say, wow, this is what it's supposed to be? I had this in the bank, now I don't have anything. I'm getting pink slips, But but I trust her. I know nothing she do with the money for what she says she's gonna do. And every time we get in a tight, God show up and show out.
Yeah, God is good.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
is good.
you know, and she's girl got out of bed hurting. You know, I used to have a cleaning service, and I did it all till I got sick. I have bad kidneys, you know. All the stuff in the penitentiary that you ate and drank, it just messed me up, you know. And she never complained. Oh, every night and then, get up out the bed. You need to get up and go to the office. I don't want to go to the office, you know. I don't do anything. Then I'm going to put my TV on and go in my office and shut the door, you know.
That's true.
And I'm just being honest, you know. See, I didn't know anything about no computers. See, all that stuff there passed me by. You know, I didn't start school till I was 10 years old.
Yeah, so I'm going to recap the timeline. You were 10 years old, didn't start school till then, became just an incredible athlete all the way around.
Yeah.
At 17, drafted into the pros. I think you were the first black pitcher
they dropped
for
out of high
the high school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
you,
the high
you
school.
weren't even out of high school yet.
No,
You're right into high school.
They drafted me my junior year, but I stayed in. I stayed in to play, and Pat Gillett was running Astros then. Him and Talbot Smith, and Pat come out to see me pitch. When I got through, he walked up to me and said, "Man," he said, "you couldn't walk." I said, "No." I said, "What?" I said, "Well, nothing wrong with my arm," you know. But it was really funny because he couldn't believe it. Man, you couldn't walk, and you throwing the ball. I was throwing the ball 95 and 96 in high school.
And
You know.
so nowadays, you see there's a lot of training camps and schools.
Yeah.
You obviously didn't have any of that.
Didn't have
so
any of
it's just natural. You just
Man, God.
just throw
you
a
know.
ball fast.
Yeah, God,
it's incredible.
God, and then here's another thing. I was on the way to the Olympics in softball in 1980 when they boycotted. I threw the softball at 120 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm in the Hall of Fame in it also. Basketball and softball. You know, man, I tell you, when I think about myself sometimes, the Bible says, let another mouth praise you, not your own. I understand that. But when I think about what God did with me, you know, it was a God thing. It's a
It
God
sounds
thing.
like it. And it sounds like it was somewhat of a blessing and a curse because it sounds like it led you into some trouble. And then how long did you get to enjoy the leagues before you got yourself in trouble?
My thing, God didn't let Satan use me like he did Job. You know, he didn't to slow me down because I thought I was God. I thought I was God.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of athletes do that.
yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with it. I admit it. But God had to show me. Ain't but one big G, that's Him. He let me go. Let's say the news, we give me the penitentiary. But guess what? Every walk down there, I could feel the purpose of God. See, when I was in the penitentiary, I was in Axeg underground.
How long were you in?
30 years.
30
13
years. And you said a considerable amount of time was in solitary.
13 years.
13 in solitary.
Level 1, I was up underground and didn't have anything up but a shower. Didn't have no clothes on, just boxes.
So you had faith before you went in? You had faith in God before you went in?
Yeah, I had the faith because I know that what was going on with me, it had to be a God. Had to be a God. Yes, I had a lot of faith, but I didn't have the hope. See, now I have the hope. Faith is something ask for the hope. The hope, that is a thing to hope for.
Yes,
you
sir.
got to hope to have faith. And I used to always say, I don't use the word luck. She tell you, I don't believe in no luck. Don't tell me good luck. Leave me alone. Because it ain't nothing about luck. It's God, blessings. And I've been through it. Man, I got falsely accused. I was fighting with them boys. Them little kids come in, they raping them. I would fought for them. I fought for those kids, because, man, these are babies. Well, they criminals. Make no difference. They still babies.
Right.
I stayed in a lot of trouble out. That's why they exact me. I used to fight the police and everybody.
You're just angry.
Yeah, angry. You
just had anger.
Yeah, and I get angry with her a lot of times for no reason.
It's just something you recognize about yourself.
Sure. And I did a Vivian King show, and we talked about it, and I'm telling you about it. I sometimes really mixed up. What I mean by that is I go back into my old stage. God tells me it's all right to look back, but don't go back.
Yeah.
It's good to remember that, so you won't go back.
Don't repeat
But I
it.
goes back. I get angry, and She's the best wife a man can have. I know y'all feel the same about y'all wives, but this girl here go through hell with me because I get selfish. Sometimes self-pity come on me, because I tell everybody, man, if I'd have been out here 30 years, they don't tell me what I would have, because she said, I sure want to go on this trip, that trip. I said, you can't understand this here. If I'd have got paid in the penitentiary, we'd have plenty of money.
Yeah.
30 years.
30 years without
free.
any income or.
Hey, no, and but this is what makes me love her so much because she never complained.
But Robert, God has all this planned out. We know that.
Yeah, we know that, yeah.
Everything works for the good for those who love the Lord.
Love the Lord, yeah.
And you already said that, you were so good and you were so at such a young age, you thought you were God.
Yeah, and I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
I'm
and being honest. And so maybe this is God's way. We don't know. One day we will know when we get to be in heaven.
Yeah.
But maybe it's God's way of calming you down.
And that's what happened. And I
Yeah.
tell a story. I had to go down.
So you'll look up.
Or be dead. He
Hit
chose
rock
not to take
bottom.
my life.
So what was that like? I mean, you obviously came out, you're a man of faith, you're strong, but to go through what you went through, how did you stay mentally hopeful? Or you didn't have it? At what point, what changed?
Well, with me, I always kept my eyes on Jesus. I know that I was in a situation down there with nobody liked me because they didn't want you to like me. Just leave me alone. When they put me in SEG, a friend of mine was next door to me. He said, get ready, man. He said, we finna have a ride. I said, how the hell we got a ride? I'm locked behind these doors. All of a sudden the doors pop open. That means that God had to let the doors open.
Wow.
And but see, I was so big at that time, though. I was picking up 400 pounds of weight.
So you weren't scared.
I was a monster, And that same guy that told me, man, to get ready, because I had a city that he wanted me to watch because they was in the Mexican mafia. He said, I want you to watch him. A minute, man was all right. We got along, but when it's come time to ride, they change.
They got to take sides.
He sent me a kite up on the door. I read it. He said, watch him, man. He said, he's a TS,
Tell them what a kite is.
That's a piece of paper. They send like a letter. We tied on rope on string. Take them, got the red bags that you put your stuff in, and he tied it up and make a long line. They slid up under my door, and I got it. And when I turned on him, I looked at him. He knew something was wrong. I said, say, man, let me ask you a question. I know you're gonna choose your people. I feed you. Anything you want, I share with you. You don't have anything. So don't make me kid you in here. I said, because I know this is what you're going to try to do to me. He said, look, man, Santee said, you like a brother to me. He said, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go against what they saying. See, the hit was on me because they was mad at me because I said what I said. I didn't bother. I didn't leave me alone.
They couldn't break you.
Couldn't break me.
And they didn't like that.
So the police put the hit on me. It's just so many things that I've been through down there. And I told about the penalty. Penalty is wrong. Bosses down there, the Bandita gang was Mexican, was gangs. Yeah, everywhere you turn is a gang. And I stayed by myself. I didn't rob. I don't need y'all to protect me. So everybody that the Crips and Blood, all of us against me,
I'd imagine going through that, living that way, when you do come out of prison, you do look at the world differently.
Man, and my wife would tell you, when I go to the store, when I first got people come, kids be rushing up on me, I stop getting ready to fight. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're about to get attacked.
Yeah.
And that's an instinct you just can't shut off,
No,
I imagine.
No, I couldn't. And see, I believe to think I was really crazy. These kids, they're not bothering me, but they running through the store here and there, and that's what it is in the penitentiary. When somebody finna kill you, they come at you from everywhere. So in my head, that's what they was doing. And I wouldn't go in the grocery store. I was sitting in the car a lot because I don't want to hurt
You just
nobody.
didn't want to be drawn
We
in.
couldn't stand how busy it was in the grocery store.
There's too many threats to analyze.
Going down the aisles and people coming from here, people coming from there. He would say, "Oh, pretty girl,
I'm going outside. I'm going outside. I'll wait for you outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you going inside? He said, it's too combustious in here.
Too much coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would imagine, and I've heard, solitary confinement can just mess with the man.
Sure. Yeah,
And
yeah,
it just,
yeah.
your mind, you're stuck in your mind. You've got to, what did you do to come out as strong as you are today?
Well, again,
You're a very strong
God.
man mentally and all.
God, yeah, God. See, I'm locked up in 2000 in the SEG, and all we had was radios. That was our TV. That was our everything. And
Wow.
I was sitting in there reading the Bible one Sunday, and I asked God to help me. God, help me do what I need to do. Psalm 37. It says, God come to me and says, won't you choose me? Choose me, just like this here, man. I'm looking around because I know nobody there but me. Just like this, choose me. I said, God, I need a good woman when I get out. Bye, bye, bye. He told me this here.
Don't skip the bye, bye, bye. Tell him where bye, bye, bye.
We want to hear the,
We want to hear it. Come on.
My thing was just here. I never mess with a dark-skinned woman. Never.
oh, okay.
Never-
All
never
right.
in my
So then
life
you want to talk about this.
Yeah.
They were white, light. Like my dad was a Frenchman. My dad would look like you. His driver's license literally said he was white, but he was a Frenchman. So they were white, light, Oriental, and Italian.
So you had a type, and it wasn't her at the time. You didn't
Well,
know
see,
it.
You don't.
Well, it sounds like you were raised by your nanny.
Yeah,
your
my
mom was a
mother
nanny
was
of the
going- I was
Bushes.
around them all my time. George Jr. used to go with me. I'm going with Robert Charles. Yeah. And
So you and George Bush Jr. would
Yeah.
just hang out.
and when I first got signed with Astro '66, I came home for the winter. He had a project, a program called Pool.
What's it called?
Project Pool.
Pull. Okay.
Government project is on Jackson Street in 3rd Ward. And he asked my mom when Robert Charles called and said he gave me a job to work with them kids.
Wow.
See, I with me, I didn't think anybody was better than I was, and that was all right with me, because I know what I went through to get where I had to be.
Right.
And I know God had his hand on me from birth. When I was in my mother's womb, he had his hand on me.
Yes, sir.
See, God chose me, and I believe that.
I think there's something special, like the story of Joseph.
Yeah.
That's a good story in the
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah.
I like to use that
Yeah.
one because God gave him a dream. He was special.
Yeah, it was.
I think one of the issues in that story is he told people about it,
About it, and they got
they
mad.
weren't ready to hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So similar to
yeah.
you are chosen,
Yeah,
but some people
yeah.
some people get jealous.
That's
Like,
a
who do you
perfect
who do you think you
example.
are?
That's
Well,
a
then Hebrew would
perfect-
say we're a royal priesthood.
Yeah,
We're a chosen
we are.
generation.
Yeah.
And with me, I get so angry, Mr. S. Tamara. I get so angry, and she'll tell you, I get up at night, eat all night. What you doing? I'm eating. Here's my thing, though. I'm eating when I couldn't get it. I
Yeah,
get it now.
yeah, for 30 years you couldn't eat what you want to eat.
Yeah.
I get it now. And I get up early in the morning, get up and read my Bible every morning. Every morning. Put God first. I get up, make my coffee, sit down and start reading. She been there asleep. She said, what you doing, baby? I'm in there reading my Bible. I study my word because for a long time, that's what kept me safe in that penitentiary, God and I.
It's your foundation.
Robert, talking about the penitentiary, what was it like the day you walked out? You've been in there 30,
Yeah.
whatever years.
30?
30 years.
I mean, the whole world is different.
It was.
Yeah. What describe it?
What year did you walk out?
2015,
2015.
No,
14?
13.
13.
No. April the 2nd, 2014.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
2014.
met you June the 6th,
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
So
April
lots
the 2nd,
changed from, was it
2014.
90?
Yeah. When I come out, my baby sister, my older sister, my older sister gone today, was out there waiting for me. And I was so messed up because I had to turn back because you get too far with them policemen, they'll shoot you. You're escaping. And I'm
You're just nervous.
Yeah, I'm just walking
Don't
out.
shoot
I
me.
ain't no police around me. It scared me. My sister said, what's wrong? I said, I'm waiting on the police. She said, you free, man.
It's hard to mentally, I guess,
Oh,
grasp
yes,
it.
yes, because, hey, Santee, stop. Where you going? And stuff like that. But I had a couple of guys I met coming in the penitentiary, teaching the word. And when I walked out, I seen Ken. He walked up to me and hugged me. He said, man, you finally made it. I said, God made it for me. He reached in his pocket, pulled some money, put it in my shirt. You know, I never asked him what it was for because I didn't realize what he did is here because he got in trouble behind me in the penitentiary. They stopped him from coming in. You know, he and I used to work with a building. He taught wind unit, taught everything for the Wyndham unit. And he got me a job over there, get me out of lockup one time. He got me a job, and I'm working over there. And he would come and bring me coffee and stuff, bags of coffee. And
I know you like your coffee.
Huh?
I know you like your
I love
coffee.
it. That's all I had. I mean, when I got out, I should tell you, I was about almost 300 pounds. Drunk coffee all the way to, didn't eat, just drunk coffee all day and lost everything.
I just want to say something. When he got out, he literally was almost 300 pounds. But when I met him, and I still don't understand it to this day, because he had pictures on his sister's refrigerator, and he was huge. So I said, I call him Poppy. I said, Poppy, is this you? And he told a lie. 'Cause
Well,
he didn't
you
want
good
me to
liar.
know
You
he
learn
had
to lie
just got
good
out
at
of prison. He told a lie. He didn't want me to know that he had just got out of prison. He said, oh, yeah, that's old. So the funny part about it is he would tell me little things, and they wouldn't add up. So I investigated him myself.
Yeah.
Because y'all met shortly after you got out.
About, 6 months?
So pretty soon after.
I met you
April
on
the
June the
14th.
6th. I
And I
met him
imagine-
on June the 6th.
I got an April 14th,
I imagine that's something you're not proud of, so you don't necessarily want to go around
Well,
telling
well,
people you got out of
no, you
prison.
don't.
So it's like, how
but
do
I
you?
do it now.
Well, now
I
you
do
got a
it now.
testimony.
It's your
Yes,
testimony.
my testimony. A lot of times when you're in prison, you ain't gonna tell on yourself. So you lie to protect yourself. But I was so good in lying, I believed it myself. I'm just saying.
That's what I hear. When people lie so much, they're lying to themselves and they
do.
start to believe
They
it.
do, and I was one of those people. But God brought me through that penitentiary, and it wasn't easy. I couldn't
Kinda broke
eat.
you of that.
Yeah, I
It
couldn't
almost-
eat because I thought that they were trying to kill me. Doing all kinds of stuff to get me. When you stand up with them people, they feel like you don't bring me no tobacco, don't bring me no weed in here. I don't want it. Keep it away from me. And they feel I was dangerous to them. So they're gonna get
Everybody's a
rid of me.
threat to everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
And Mr. Bush, he had got in trouble when he was in prison. And when
George was the governor.
he was
the
governor then, and they were picking on Robert at the prison. And
police was.
He literally went down there and had Robert put on another unit.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
George Bush went down and had you moved.
He
at
was
least.
governor, yeah. They moved me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Did you know it at the time that he did that, or you just you
No,
didn't know?
I knew that I'd got a message to my mom, and I said, talk to him, and she called him just like she called me on the phone. They gonna answer her. Barbara was, my mother was close. And I can say that because I grew up around them, when I say Barbara, I don't, and my mother called him and told him, say, look, Robert's in trouble. They're trying to kill him down there. This man, the governor. She called him and he went straight to him, His Christine, okay. So what's going on, Christine? Well, my baby down there, they're trying to kill him. He said, who trying to kill him? Say, the policemen, the guards. He told Christine, he said, I'd take care of it. And he took care of it. They moved me at 3 o'clock in the morning. They said, Santee, you on chain. But see, at that time, I thought they trying to handcuff me to kill me. I said, I'm not going anymore. Get away from my door. See, when I came out to cell, they had to handcuff me because they were scared I was going to do something,
Mm-hmm.
And everything I did to protect me,
Sure.
I don't
Surviving.
know. They had the Ninja Turtles. They suit up, the guards, 8 or 9 suit up, running on you. They didn't run it on me. They stopped. Where y'all going, Santee? Because a lot of them liked me because I didn't bother nobody. The wardens, the lieutenants, all of them, man, leave him alone. Leave him alone because I cooked for the warden. I pressed the warden personal clothes. I taught the warden kids how to throw curveballs, all that. they had a gang sergeant down there, and he was checking on people, and he came to me. He said, Santee, he said, I heard you doing this and that. I said, man, you ain't heard nothing I'm doing. He said, well, I got him locked up. I said, come on. He locked me up about 5 days. He come back, he said, let him out. I said, why you lock me up, man? He said, well, you know, people lying on you, and I believed it. He said, I got a son. I need you to tell me how to do this and that, you know. I said, how old is he? I said, don't let him throw no curveballs too early. See, curveballs, a kid arm ain't even grown yet. He messes his arm up, roll
Oh,
the
really?
cup and
So
all
there's
that.
there's a time frame. You don't want to go too early.
No. I said, just let him put a hand on the ball this way, this ball will move for him. I showed that kid, man, and that gang sergeant come to anybody mess with Santee, they're going to deal with me. You know, God gave me favor with people. You know,
Yeah.
I got stabbed here, got stabbed over the leg, and I didn't even see it coming. Somebody said, Santee, I threw my arm up and hit there, and then it struck me in the leg. But they had to come at me sideways. They couldn't come straight at me, you know, and they knew that.
They knew better.
They knew that, man. I could say I was about almost 290 pounds, breaking 400 pounds of raw iron, breaking it myself. You know, my neck was way up here, my neck, these like, oh man, I was big, you know. But I was an athlete, so when I went in there, I was already in pretty good shape. So I just started working out, you know.
You kept in shape, just working
Yeah,
out.
just working out. Couldn't even shoot a basketball no more, my arms was too tight, you know. I tell this story because it helps me. And I'm hoping it helps some kids.
I think it is.
You could be great as you want to be. Take your eyes off of Jesus, man. You ain't gonna make it.
That's
and
right.
I'm no
Become
Jesus
self-centered.
freak. I'm a God freak.
That's
Because
it.
I know what He brought me through.
Yeah.
And He ain't favor no person. Ain't nobody favored His eyes. What He do for me and you, He'll do for anybody that call on
That's
the name
right.
of Jesus.
That's right.
You know, and I do this all the time, man. See, I was Satan's best friend. I was Satan's lieutenant at one time.
That's one way to put it. You're
Yeah, I was
Satan's
his
best friend.
lieutenant. You know, met her. She's a godly woman. Very smart. So I don't do a lot of things because my wife gonna do it. You understand? Yeah, my wife will do it. You know, so I don't have. See, in order for me to look smart, I got to be with smart people.
You're
that's
smart
the
enough to
smart man.
recognize that.
That's the
Yeah,
smart.
yeah, but you know, it's just that, man. This show is good for me because I hold a lot of things in. I don't mess with a whole lot of people, and when I make calls about my friends, that man ain't your friend. He's associate. You know, that's what she tell me. Baby, don't trust this guy, that guy. I can trust who I want. But she make me angry at the same time. I love her for it
She's looking out for
because
it.
she's looking
Yeah.
out for me. You know, but you know, when I first met you, through Star, when you say I'm gonna be at your back to school, you showed up.
I did.
See, that means something to me
Yep.
because I know I can trust you. You understand? I know a lot of people say they're gonna do this and do that, but see, a lot of people they got things they want from you. Like, and I hate to say this here, but I would talk about it at the time. There's one guy that I looked out for. He called me one night and said, "Man, I need this and that." I go tell my wife. I said, "Send him this and that." And she did. You know, on my word. You know, baby, you don't know that man that well, but we met this person a long time ago. Put him in our videos. I made a video when I was marrying a couple in the video, you know, and as the pastor. And it hurt me so hard, so bad when you say you're going to do something. I'm not doing it because of what I did for you. You know, you're going to meet this guy. This guy got a foundation. He got money he got to get rid of before they take it, you know. Every time I got to talk to the guy, it never happened. You know, and so, you know, when you disappoint her, you disappoint me.
Yeah.
Because she don't ask for that.
And a lot of people talk.
Yeah, a lot
They
of people
say
talk.
whatever they
Yeah.
ought to say.
Yes.
And that's
You are correct.
something that I grew up way differently, but in a sense where I was a little naive, where I trusted a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've learned the hard way, not everybody should be trusted. Now, I do know I've been advised by some folks to say, you can be really careful and make sure you never get burned and never trust anybody. But is that a way to live? So it's like,
No.
you know what? I'm going to make the choice
You know,
to let somebody do me wrong. You got to kind of draw limits, but then you get to see who people's true colors are.
Exactly.
But if you shut yourself
Exactly.
off like so much where no one ever hurts you, I don't think that's the way to live.
now, you couldn't live
So
in this
you
world.
kind of got to give just kind of got to give that chance.
And another guy I appreciate is Frank Tate.
Oh yeah,
Frank
Frank's.
Tate.
Let's tell him who Frank Tate is. He's a several-time world champion. He's a gold medalist, and just one fine man.
Yes, he is.
He is, you know, and
Who's going to be on this show, by the way?
yeah, Robert Reed was another guy. He and I did a lot of work together.
Robert was one of my best
Robert
friends.
Yeah, we did a lot of things together, you know. And one night we had, what was that event we gave pro players praying?
He was there too. It was PPP, Pro Players Praying. It was Robert Reed. It was Frank Tate.
Ronnie
it was
Shields,
Ronnie Shields,
Star
and
Johnson.
Mr. Termite Watkins.
Yeah.
He was there too.
Yeah, they it's just so much that happened with me. See, I'm 78 years old, man.
78?
I'm 15 years old and she is.
No, he's not.
How
He's
much?
13.
That's 15 to me.
That's 13 to 15 to me.
Yeah, that don't make a difference. But I always went with older women, older women, and
God say the best for last.
yeah.
Say the best.
Well, and let me say that because my little niece told Rochelle, said, let me talk to you. If you heard him talking,
What he trying to say is, when they met me and they saw my color,
It wasn't his typical.
they were in awe. So they went in the kitchen. Him, his niece, and his sister, and they were just da 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 da. So the daughter said, "Uncle Robert, she dark," and he said, "Yeah, it's all right." So when she came out, cause I was offended, cause
Yeah, why would you not be?
because my dad was your color, but my mom was my color. And I took color after my mom. But my mommy always told me, she said, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So when they came out of the kitchen, I told them I said I was getting ready to leave. Because I'm tenderhearted and I cry real easy. And he said, why are you leaving, pretty girl? I said, well, I heard your niece say I'm dark. I said, but I'm very proud of my skin color.
That's right.
And she felt bad, and she said, Miss Rochelle, I'm not stating you're dark because you're dark. She said, I'm saying it because he didn't do dark. Because he was dark. So he didn't want dark and dark. So he did bright, white, light,
well, then my
Italian.
little niece is dark, and she didn't think I liked her. She's dark. And and I have to admit this here, I'm like, men that don't have. I catered to my light-skinned nieces more than I did her. I did. And
Because you was color struck.
she wrote me a letter in prison. She said, Uncle Rob, I know you never liked me. That's what the letter said, but I love you. Say, you remember the time you said, I don't want to mess with that black girl? She heard that. I was saying it to somebody that's in the family. She heard that.
Wow, how old was she at that time?
About 11 or 12.
Yeah, I can
Wow.
imagine that's.
And then she wrote me a letter on the 16th birthday. They said, you got mail sent, and I seen her name. I said, what's going on? And I opened that letter and cried. Because I didn't mean that.
Right, you're not even thinking about it.
No. I cried, and I told my sister when she come to visit me, I said, what, Tina? She said, she a little upset at you. I said, all these years she held that? She said, all these years she had it. Say, baby, I didn't know till she told me about it, And my baby sister was my heart, her mother. When that girl told me when I got home, I ran to her and hugged her. I said, if I did anything, I apologize.
Sure.
I'm not sorry, but I apologize. We hurt people, don't even know we hurt.
Without even knowing it.
Yeah,
We do it all
we
the
do.
time,
Yeah.
and sometimes
Yeah.
when you become aware, what can you do about it? You
That's why
can't
the book of
prevent it.
James say the tongue is small, it is the most dangerous thing in your head. So small, it's hard to control. And I have that bad.
We all got it.
I have that bad. If I get mad at you, I'm going to whoop you with my tongue. I don't put my hand on you. I'm going to whoop you with my tongue. My mother's always tell me, Robert Charles, your tongue is a snake. She's always telling me, baby, stop doing that. But when I'm doing it, see, I can tell my wife sometimes when I say things, baby, I've been through it.
But I wasn't there,
Yeah,
so
I
I
understand.
shouldn't have.
I've been through it, man.
You've been through it.
Yeah, I've been through it.
Right.
But you've had favor on your life, obviously.
Always.
I think the George Bush connection is incredible. What did you think whenever You heard he became the president.
Well, I didn't think much. I just told somebody out of the penitentiary I know him. Ah, you don't know that man.
You don't know George
I mean,
Bush.
I hear it all the time.
You're personal friends with him.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. This man here, and I said, and if somebody asked me, I'm going to say to them, yeah, my mother, Christine Santee, they call her Dinah. When George Bush Jr. get in trouble, he said, I'm going to get Dinah for you. Don't get that bean lady, you know, because she was strong, you know, and but when I was in, I never told nobody, man, this and that. Now, if somebody was sitting around and I get a letter and mom say, well, I talked to the president today. They was like, man, your mother ain't talking to no president. I said, man, go on. You don't know.
Yeah, they just don't believe you.
Don't know. My mother retired from the club, opened her own business up. He would come to my mother's place, Secret Service everywhere, big old limousine, and police escort, you know, go in and hug my mother like she was his sister.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. But she was a wonderful lady.
Sure.
You know, she was a wonderful lady, and I started crying a while ago when I said this. I got to tell you, she told my baby sister, y'all take care of Robert Charles. I'm not going to be here when he get home. And she wasn't. She was dead. You know, and I was so hurt because I should have been out here with her. Should have been out here with her. She took care of me. I should have been there to take care of her. Now, when I was out, I took care of her, you know. But, you know, I was in everything, doing things I shouldn't have done, but that's behind me now.
That's the past.
I done paid for all that.
We look to the future.
Yeah.
You have been through so much.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
talk to us now about the foundation that y'all have started, and what is the work that y'all are doing? And
It's the excuse me. It's the Dr. Robert Santee and Associates Foundation. We deal with domestic violence, human trafficking, and bullying. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and it's God's grace, literally, that I'm here today.
oh, wow.
I work with the Harrison County Sheriff's Office. We have a program called the What About Me program, and we assist women that are coming out with clothes, food. They can come and take certain classes at our office. I have 123 seniors that I work with. These seniors are raising grandchildren of parents that are incarcerated. So every year we make sure that these children have backpacks and school supplies. For Christmas, we do toy and turkey. And God was so good. We just partnered with Dr. Joseph James. He has a big food pantry. We have a medium-sized pantry. So he told me starting next month, every second Thursday, to come and get 25 boxes of
Said
food.
50 at first.
Our pantry is not big enough for 50, but we can do 25 easily. Mr. Sergeant Bradley, who's with Toys and Tots for the Marine Base in Galveston, they're partnering with us now as well. It's hard. I was a single mother, and I finished school when I was 16 years old because I was real smart. I know what it's like to flee in the middle of the night. I know what it's
Just
like.
from fear.
Yeah. I was 9 months pregnant with my son. My son is 6'7" now. And he's 42. Cause he's 42. Anyway, when I was pregnant with my son, his dad wanted to start a new life. I was okay with that. But he said, we're going to go for a ride. I said, okay. So we got in the car, and he started da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I said, take me back home. He said, no, you're going to die today.
Whoa.
I said, no, take me back home. He said, no, you're going to die today. He put a 38 to my head, and he told me to jump in oncoming traffic or take a bullet.
Oh, my gosh.
I jumped in the oncoming traffic. But God,
But God.
But God. You know, and some things that I remarked about, I can't take them back. I know that God's been with me. You know, I used to walk before God, but now I'm walking with God.
Yeah.
I never again gonna try to go before God. You know, like the man in the French print, he said, but once he said, when I was carrying you, my son. You know, and that's what he do with us. If we just wait on him, he gonna carry us.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I used to be Satan's lieutenant. And I meant that because I always been bullheaded, you know, and I always didn't feel anything.
If I can have a
Good.
moment, I'd like to tell, since Mr. Termite was so kind to ask, I get choked up when I talk about that because at the end of the day, I saw traffic do this. And you know how traffic on a freeway is literally flowing.
Yeah.
But the car never hit me. The
Wow.
cars never hit me. A gentleman got out on the freeway. He parked and he walked back up and got me.
Wow.
So I said all of that to say if you are looking for help, we're here to help you. Because again, I know what it's like to struggle. When I'm down in Harris County Jail, I tell the ladies that you see this. I said, but you don't know anything about this. Mm-hmm. My heart has been through a lot. I have suffered a lot. I've gone through a lot of abandonment and mistreatment. But I had an amazing mom. My mom just passed last year. My name was Doris Moore, and my mom was the baby out of 21 children.
21 children.
My
Wow.
grandparents,
That's
literally,
the most I've ever heard.
my grandparents had their own property. They owned 22 acres of land in Palestine. So they pretty much raised everything. Long story short, my mother always taught us as little girls that anybody could be a woman, but it takes a lot to be a lady.
That's right.
I conduct and carry myself as a lady.
Yeah.
And I even have to remind him sometime, you married a lady, not a thought.
That's it.
Our foundation, like I said, we deal with the elderly. We twice a month, I bake sweet potato pies and German chocolate cakes from scratch, and we deliver them to seniors. If you're interested in assisting us, you can go on to our website. It's the santeefoundation.org. Again, for accuracy, I don't have glasses on. It's the santeefoundation.org.
And Santee is S-A-N-T.
It's the word TheSantee
Yep.
foundation.org.
And we'll put links below
Yeah.
when we put this
Oh,
posted.
great. Because I was going to say, I have the cash apps as well. But the nice gentleman, I think he prepared one. I want to say to both of you, I think what you're doing on this podcast is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I feel the aura and see the light of God in you both. I just met you, Mr. S., but I've had the opportunity to be around Termite and talk to him on several occasions. So
There'll be several more.
and then we've done events with him in the past, so I know that he's a giddy, loving person. But your spirit is amazing.
Yes, it is.
You
It is.
have an aura that shines, Mr. S. And I'm going to say to you what the Holy Spirit is saying to me. That light that you see is about to become brighter. I don't know what that means because I'm not
Make me tear up.
I'm not
You did make me
what do
cry.
you call them? I'm not a card reader. But you yourself, you went through some things too. And you went through some hurtful things. But God made you stand. And I'm saying what the Holy Spirit is saying because I don't know you. You have been an amazing person to people. And that's why God have you both together.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you are both amazing gentlemen. And what you see right now is not what it's going to be.
You know,
Wow.
and I'm gonna add this to it because see, God teach me to try the spirit by the spirit. If my spirit don't come, I get away from you. You know, because I know me. You know, and when I first met this young man, as a matter of fact, I talked to him on the phone 2 or 3 times before I really met him. You know, and I said, I hope you don't think I'm bothering him because with me, if I feel like you think I'm bothering you, I never got to say anything to you again.
Yeah.
You know, because with me, I trust who I trust. And people that have been straight up with me, I don't have no problem with trusting them. But one that think he playing me, he playing the wrong guy because you can't. How you gonna play a player? You understand?
That's it.
And I
What's
want
that street smarts?
Yeah, I want you people to understand one thing. We not asking y'all for help to pay our bills. We pay our own bills. A lot of times we pay them late because we done took money to do something for somebody else. You know.
Running a foundation, I
Yeah,
guess that
yeah,
is the
yeah.
challenge of
And-
how do you allocate.
and
You
here's
don't know when
another
money's
thing.
coming in.
Exactly.
Here's another thing, and I say this openly. I think I mentioned it to Termate too. Black people do not support black people, black foundations.
And that's the honest
They
God
don't.
truth.
We
We're
had,
black
we had a
owned.
long talk about
Yeah,
that.
they don't support
We're
black
black
foundations.
owned and operated, literally. And I can say this because he's one of my best friends, and State Representative Ron Reynolds supports us.
Yeah.
Judge Christian Becerra out of Richmond, Rosenberg supports us. Judge Monica Rollins, City Council women Sonia Brown Marshall and Monica Raleigh, and the love of my life, Cynthia Ginyard. Literally, they are through God first. Let me say that correctly. God, give God all the glory. But literally, they know what we're doing.
Yeah.
They see what we're doing. We do every June for the past 10 years, we do the awesome and fantastic Father's Day Gala. My dad, that you keep hearing me talk about, was not my dad. My dad, that I keep saying was your color, was my stepfather.
Wow.
But my dad raised me. My dad was exactly what the title of the gala is, awesome and fantastic. My father's name was Pierre Martin. Here in Houston, they say Martin, but in French, they pronounce it Martin. So I had an awesome and fantastic father. So I started doing the galas, to be perfectly honest, to honor my dad. Because he married a lady with 3 girls. And he
A heck
raised
of a
us
man.
like his own.
Yeah.
He never spanked us.
How old were you when he became your father?
Oh, I was young. I was young. But again, he never spanked us. Now, my mommy had a rule. Nobody whooped her girls.
I have a wife just like that.
Yeah.
Mr. S, I hate to rush
I've got
us.
4 girls, so I know what that's like.
I hate to rush us, but we're running out of time.
We are. I think we got a little bit more time though. I want to hear a little bit
Well,
more on the foundation.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's talk about
So
that.
you've obviously had experience with this. So what would you say to women that might be in a situation?
I'm going to say there are signs. If you're speaking of domestic violence,
Yes, ma'am.
there are signs. But we as women, no disrespect, they say y'all think with the wrong part. Well, we think with the wrong part too. We think with our hearts. And a lot of times we see certain things, but because you're trying to make this work or that work, or you don't want your children to grow up without a dad, to heck be a dad and he throwing your head up against the wall.
Yeah.
I left in the middle of the night with an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 4-week-old. And I never looked back. I have a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. I have a Master's in Accounting. I have a doctorate in theology. On October the 28th of last year, my husband and I were ordained as bishops, and this year we're receiving our Master's in theology.
Wow.
So,
That is so
I'm saying all of that to say, what you become, is what you believe you can become. My son's father used to always say, "You bougie," because my mama was bougie. I mean, my
Bougie.
mother was bougie.
You know, it's an old saying. You may not see my glory, but you don't know my story.
And
That's
they
it.
that was it. And I explained to the ladies that you can have if you believe that you can have. But you've got to trust God, and then you have to trust the ability of yourself. A lot of young women, and I mean no disrespect at all, y'all buying men so that y'all can have somebody laying in the bed next to you when you get off of work. If I'm going to work, you going to work. With him, it's a different story. He's 78. But I'm just stating, young women want to be able to say they have a man so bad that you're allowing these men to live off of you. You're allowing these men to abuse you. You're allowing these men to desecrate your character. And then you have children.
Let me straighten something up here when you said, with me, I worked. I did, you know, I did, ran that janitorial service, you know, ran it, sometime 7 days a week, you know, and my thing this year, even though I may be at home, she come home, her dinner's cooked.
Yeah.
So don't say it even with me.
No, but I think they
He had
understood
to
what
set
I
that
meant.
straight.
Yeah, I said that
Yeah.
straight because I know I didn't throw out the car. You know, I
Yeah.
always tell you, with me,
That had
you know,
nothing to do
I'm just
with
I'm just saying this here. With me, I'm a proud individual. I am. I know what Proverbs say about a pride is destruction. You know, and see, people can read what they want to read into something. You know, that's why I had to set it straight. I know she didn't mean it, but at that point in time, I didn't feel it. You know, so I just want to set
You
it
just
straight.
being true.
Basically, what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is women need to stop conducting themselves as women and act like a lady.
That's right.
Young ladies show too much now.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all don't leave any secrets about yourselves.
Yeah.
Y'all wear the same dress to church that y'all wore to the nightclub.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
true.
truth
if,
to that.
if
Isn't that
you're
true?
going to request respect, then you have to show that you have respect about yourself.
That's right.
Our foundation is basically, as I stated, to help women get on the right track. Before my mom passed away, she owned a private care facility. So I helped her start it, and it had been running. It was Martin Private Care, and she had it for 44 years. So I'm partial to seniors because I worked there at her private care facility with seniors. So that's why now we work with seniors of raising grandchildren of incarcerated parents. A lot of seniors are on budgets.
Sure they are.
And the young girls get more food stamps than the seniors do. Literally, they do.
that's
If you
right.
have 3 or 4 babies, those young ladies get $800 or $900 food stamps, where
And the
seniors get
don't.
seniors get $50 to $75.
Yeah.
So my treat is, again, every other Sunday I do homemade sweet potato pies and German chocolate cakes, and we deliver them.
Well, I want to talk to you about that German chocolate cake.
Yeah.
That just
Do
happens
you know I
be
had to
one of-
make 5 this week?
Yeah, it just happens to be my favorite, and I'll pay for it.
No, you ain't got to pay
And,
for it. No, you don't do
So,
that.
so our time is running out.
Yes,
and,
sir.
I've got a whole list of questions. Man, there's just so much good stuff.
Yeah,
here.
we're going to have to have them come
I hope
back.
I didn't turn the program around.
No, this has been incredible.
Yeah.
No, this
Yeah.
has been great.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And I think this is one of those ones we want to have back.
I
And,
certainly would. And I really just want to remind the Santee Foundation.
It's the Dr. Robert.
Dr.
It's
Robert
Dr.
Santee.
Robert Santee and Associates Foundation.
But the website is
Is the word THE Santee SANTEE Foundation.org. The QR code that is on that website you can use, but we also take Cash App as well. We have a Dr. Robert Santee and Associates Cash App. We also have a Save a Family Cash App as well, because SAF stands for Santee and Associates Foundation, but it also stands for Save a Family. And that's what our goal is.
SAO.
Well, I want to I want to say something. I've had the privilege of knowing them now for a little bit and working with them.
And Termite, you've been to the office.
And I've
You
been
know
to
what
the
we do.
office. And I watched the day that they had school supplies coming in, and people calling to help with money, and I want to tell you, if you've got, if you're out there and you have the extra money, help somebody, help this foundation. This is an opportunity for everybody to do the right thing.
And we are 501c3, by the way.
Yeah, and I've saw them work firsthand. All right, I don't go just saying support everybody if I don't know them. These are my friends. Okay, I call them friends.
Yeah.
Amen.
And so I'd like to just ask everybody to think about it, dig down, help these people, because they're helping the people that can't help themselves. They're helping the kids that don't have school supplies, that don't have pencils, that don't have notebooks, and they don't have backpacks and that, but now they do. Because how many backpacks did we get?
Would be perfectly honest, people are still dropping off school supplies because tomorrow is the
Saturday, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Saturday
Yeah.
is the school supply and
So by
backpack
Saturday,
giveaway.
we need to get some
So
donations
we,
coming in.
yes,
Okay.
please. But the day that Mr. Termite was there, him and Frank Tate, we got about 60 backpacks in that day, and then 3 boxes of school supplies. But we've already donated to Allen Aldrich Middle School and Inspiration Church in Missouri City. We've taken a lot of the things that we got the day that you were there, and we've donated to the school as well as to the church.
So these are kids that did not have it. Now they do.
Yeah.
So this is, people are always saying, "I wish I could help." This is your chance,
Amen.
folks.
Amen.
This is your chance, and this is a foundation that I'm going to stand behind because I know what
Amen.
they do. I help them.
Yeah.
I had
Amen.
the privilege
Yes, you did.
of helping them.
Yeah, you did.
And
Amen.
so I'm going to ask everybody, dig down, pray about it, talk to the Lord, see what He lays on your heart,
He gonna
and
lay it
help
on
this
there.
foundation. Our time is running out.
Okay.
It is running out. It's tough. So to wrap it up, I got one line here that I've kind of prepared for Dr. Santee. What does victory look like to you now? Not as a pitcher, but as a man of purpose. What does a victorious
Victory-
life look like?
Victory right
Good
now
question.
is what we're doing. Victory right now is the people that God put in my life. Victory is what I feel that is important to me now. It's not about the sports anymore because I obviously, I can't do that anymore. And I have to move on and do other things to be happy with. And I know this here. If you keep your eyes on Jesus, you can do anything. All things to keep your eyes on Jesus.
Amen.
And with me, I get angry sometime and fall,
You're human.
but I get back up, and she's there for me. Baby. Okay, I understand. Because with me, I get pity sometimes what I've been through, and I hate to see any. And I love kids, love kids. I hate to see these kids go through what I've been through.
Yeah.
You're not answering.
I did answer. I said.
Oh, he did.
Vic, I did answer.
That's victory. So victory is helping these other kids
So
overcome.
victory is helping
Sure,
others.
Sure, that's helping others.
Well, we really appreciate y'all taking the time
Thank you.
to come here. We hope everybody to drive to thesanteefoundation.org and just help these folks help others in
Come
our
on,
communities.
folks. Help them. Dig down. Help them.
But I want to close with this here, man. We appreciate y'all so much. We do. On the way over here, I told my wife, I said, man, this got to be somebody we love. 'Cause I wouldn't drive way out there for nothing.
You drove a long ways. Houston's a
because
big
I
town.
said,
Y'all drove across
I don't
it.
want to disappoint him. Well, she wasn't going to let me disappoint you. Robert, come on. It was 4:30. Get up. You got to get ready. We got to be out there. But I appreciate both of you guys. And Mr. S, I better ride him a little more. So Termite mean a lot to me. And obviously you do too. And the young man right there. Because we're proud to be affiliated with people like you all. Not nobody on the streets and this and that, So this has been a blessing for me and my wife.
Amen.
And we know that whatever happened through some people helping us because come through y'all to help to get them, Because, man, we said sometimes she sometime and cry. Man, why they don't help us? I said, maybe it's because I've been to prison, you know, but I ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's just your own mind trying to
Yeah,
find a reason.
but what I did in prison, that wasn't me. This is me now.
Yeah.
You know,
This is your victory.
because I could have came out and went back to prison, doing the things I could have done, but I came out and chose to serve Jesus.
That's right.
Awesome.
And you keep on serving Jesus. And we got a way that we're going to end, but before we do, I'm dying to leave 2 words with you.
Okay.
Because you've got an incredible wife, and I just love you to death. And but I'm going to give you some advice. Okay.
Advice time.
I want you to learn 2 words
Okay.
that my father-in-law told me.
Okay.
Okay? And 2 of the most important words I ever learned in my life. And my life just got so much easier when I did. And it's looking at her, and I look at my wife, and I say, yes, dear.
Well, yeah.
Whatever she wants, yes, dear. Yes, dear. And life just gets easier when you say,
That's
yes,
funny.
dear.
A happy wife, a happy life.
That's it.
You know,
Hey, guys, we end our show a certain way. You going to end us today?
We do. I will go ahead and just say, we are a boxing ring. Life is a ring. Punches come at you, people coming at you. So we like to say, to get through life, we want to keep our guard up. And we just
So you got to keep
our
your guard up.
Thank y'all for coming.
thank you,
Thank
man.
you for
We
having
love
us.
y'all and hope to see y'all again.
Yes, sir. And hopefully
good?
we can get some traction, get some